Hello, dear friends. Today we will explore a subject that unites science, culture, and mystery. Memories of past lives. Since ancient times, people have wondered, is human life limited to a single existence? Can memory carry impressions from earlier chapters of being? In India and Tibet, this idea is woven into tradition, while in the West, only in the 20th century did researchers begin to collect systematic evidence. Let's look at 15 extraordinary cases. 1. Shanti Devi, India, 1930s. A girl from Delhi began saying that her true home was in Mathura. She described a husband, a child, and a house she had never seen. When brought there, she recognized streets, people, and even hidden belongings. A commission led by Mahatma Gandhi studied her case. 2. James Leininger, USA, 2000s. At age 2, James began speaking about World War II airplanes. He named models, technical details, the ship Natoma Bay, and pilots' names. Later, all details matched the life of a real pilot. 3. Swarup Sharma, India. Documented by Dr. Ian Stevenson, Swarup said he once lived in another town. He identified a house, named relatives, and described events later confirmed as true. 4. Kemal, Turkey. A boy named Kemal claimed he had been a grown man. His body carried birthmarks exactly where he said he had once been injured. 5. Syrian boy. At 3, a boy recalled another village. He pointed to a spot where something remained. When examined, items were found matching his words. 6. Jenny Cockle, UK. Since childhood, Jenny remembered being Mary, an Irish mother. She described her home and children. As an adult, she found them, and her memories helped reunite the family. 7. Gertie, Burma. The girl insisted she had once been a man. She behaved like a boy and recognized the family she described. 8. Samir, India. Samir said he had been a teacher. He recalled pupils' names, the school building, and daily life. Investigations later confirmed such a man had lived there. 9. Barbara, USA. Barbara claimed her real name was Anne. She described a distant house in detail. When checked, the house existed and had once belonged to a woman named Anne. 10. Priya Sharma, India. From childhood, Priya described a village she had never visited. Her account of houses, streets, and temples was exact. 11. Sam Taylor, USA. Sam said he had lived in Chicago. He named streets and described a home. His parents later confirmed the information was accurate. 12. Lakshmi, India. Lakshmi claimed to have been a woman from a nearby town. When introduced to that family, she correctly named all the children. 13. Hannah, Germany. Young Hannah unexpectedly began speaking in an old German dialect never taught to her. She insisted she had lived in another era, and her knowledge matched historical facts. 14. Stephen, Canada. Stephen remembered being a sailor. He described a ship, voyages, and the layout of its cabins. Archives later confirmed his details. 15. Aisha, Turkey. From age 3, Aisha said her real home was in a neighboring village. She recognized the house, pointed to her room, and even uncovered hidden belongings. When we talk about memories of past lives, we often encounter a paradox. Stories that seem incredible at first glance are sometimes verified and confirmed by facts. And it is here that science shows an extraordinary curiosity. Some researchers, initially skeptical, after decades of working with documented cases, began to seriously consider that human memory may retain experiences beyond a single lifetime. One of the first and most famous researchers in this field was Dr. Ian Stevenson, professor of psychiatry at the University of Virginia. Over more than 40 years, he collected more than 2,500 cases of children from different countries who recalled details that could not be explained by conventional means. Stevenson was not mystical. His approach was strictly scientific. He personally verified the cities, houses, relatives, and circumstances described by children. In many cases, the matches were astonishing, so precise that ordinary explanations like coincidence or rumor were insufficient. Stevenson also documented physical details, such as birthmarks or marks on children's bodies, which corresponded to events they described. He never claimed this was proof of reincarnation, but he carefully stated, "These cases show that human memory sometimes encompasses information that cannot be explained by ordinary means." Following Stevenson, Dr. Jim Tucker, his successor, continued the work using modern methods: video documentation, structured interviews, and statistical models to verify the likelihood of coincidences. In his book, Return to Life, Tucker describes hundreds of cases in the US and India where children recalled names, homes, and events they could never have learned through ordinary channels. He emphasizes that the precision of such memories goes beyond imagination. When a child who has never studied geography describes streets and buildings that exist across the country, it requires serious attention. Equally impressive research was conducted by Erlendur Haraldsson, a professor of psychology in Iceland. He studied cases in Europe and India, systematically analyzed children's recollections, and examined their psychological profiles and environmental influences. Haraldsson concluded that neither upbringing nor chance coincidences could fully explain the observations. Some children demonstrated knowledge they could not have obtained through ordinary means, including dialects, historical facts, and social realities of another time or place. Moreover, modern psychiatrists such as Satvinder Kajit in Canada documented adult cases where people recalled past experiences with remarkable detail. In several studies, adults accurately remembered names, the layout of homes, and household details verified by independent investigation. What is remarkable is that all these scientists, from Stevenson to Haraldsson, maintained rigorous scientific methodology. They do not assert that reincarnation is proven. Instead, they raise the question, if conventional explanations fail, what new models of memory and consciousness might be possible? James Tucker notes that these memories share certain features. Children typically begin speaking of them between ages 2 to 5. The details are vivid and specific, emotional embellishment is minimal, and coincidences are verified by independent sources. This makes the cases difficult to explain through classical psychology, ordinary memory, or social influence. Haraldsson emphasizes that culture and environment may shape the form of memories, but not the content. Geography, names, house interiors, and objects children never saw remain mysteries for conventional science. Researchers also stress the importance of a neutral approach, documenting, verifying, and ruling out known sources before concluding that a case remains unexplained. Thus, modern science increasingly considers reincarnation not as a myth or fantasy, but as a possible explanation for observed memory phenomena. Researchers who have spent decades with documented cases acknowledge that while a definitive answer is not yet possible, the evidence cannot be ignored. These stories inspire reflection. Perhaps human memory is far broader than we imagine, and our current life is just one episode in a much longer and complex story. See you, friends.